That's bad.
What is going on, fellers? I don't know about you, but I have been waiting for this day for a while now. We're finally going to get started putting the cage in this car. It could wait, but today is one of the last nice days we'll have for a few weeks up here. So the goal for today is to at least get everything cut and lined up and tacked in place. So the cage I went with is a mild 10-point 850 cage. Obviously, it is a pre-bent deal. We're not doing anything special. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. This one is from Rhodes Race Cars. I wanted to go with the S&W one. I've heard good things about those pre-bents, but those prices are through the roof right now. It's crazy. When I bought the car, I was looking at cages, and I feel like a mild steel 10-point was like around $400, $450 maybe, and they're not that anymore. So, like I said, this one is from Rhodes Race Cars. Looks pretty good. I've seen some decent reviews of it. The only thing that's not seeming to be supplied is the outriggers. Luckily, I've got a piece of 2x3 over there that we can use. Or if there's any pieces left over, we could probably use some of these round tubes. But I've got 2x3 over there. It's kind of the industry standard for this. So we obviously have the main hoop. This is the halo bar. These are the A-pillar bars that just fell down here on my foot. These look to be the main bars going to the back of the frame. And then in this cluster, we've got the harness bar and dash bar. These are the two door bars, and these are like the little kickers going from where the harness bar meets the halo, or not the halo, the main hoop, and then goes down towards the trans tunnel. So I can start getting everything cleared out of here. We'll punch some holes in the floor to get the cage in place and kind of figure out the heights for everything. I'll probably cut a couple pieces of the 2x3. I'm pointing, it's right there. Probably cut a couple pieces of that, tack it to the frame so that we can tack the main hoop to that, or find some way to set the height for everything, and then just slowly start connecting the Legos. All right, got everything out of the car, got the main hoop sitting in place, and trying to do kind of my best judgment of where I think it needs to be. And I'd like it to go up through here, kind of where the natural B pillar is on a post car, but we might have to have it a hair more forward, because let's see, our frame runs through here, right in there, right? Yeah, frame starts right here, goes through about like here. We have a body mount that kind of jettisons off back here, so we're going to have to put this up in here. We can lean it back, not a big deal, but regardless, we're going to have to punch the hole through the floor right in here. Do the same thing on the other side. You can see where this thing was patched previously anyway, so not a big deal. So I'm going to get those holes punched and get the main hoop down through it. So now I'll use some jack stands to lift it up to the height that I want it at. All right, so this is it's a little twisted, but this is about where it's gonna live. It'll give me tons of headroom because I'll sit relatively low in this car. I feel like the top of the steering wheel was about where my chin was, or maybe my nose. It's a big, roomy car. So I need to cut some outriggers and see where those want to sit so that I can then cut these to the height needed. And then I'll get those all tacked together. We'll move to the halo, and then we'll move from the halo to the A-pillar bars. So let me get those cut, and the outriggers are going to need to be about 5 inches, I would say. So get those cut. All right, got the outriggers cut out and marked the ends of the tube on where those need to be cut. So now I can start cutting those and clean up the frame, get all this tacked in place, and then, like I said, we'll start moving on to the halo. Alright, got the main hoop tacked in. It's about a 6.5 degree lean back. Nothing ridiculous. I think the max is 20 or something like that. So we're fine there. I got everything as close as I could get it side to side measurement wise, and as even with the roof as I can get it. It's about, I don't know, like 0.3 degrees off from the angle of the roof to the bar or whatever. So it's pretty dang close. You know, if you are looking that close to notice the bar angle difference, you don't need to be that close to my car, man. So now we can move on to getting the halo notched up and fitted in place. All right, got the halo up there, just kind of sitting in place. I've got to notch the ends. It looks pretty decent. I think this side is a hair longer than that side, so I've got to notch this one in a little bit further to kind of bring it this way so I can shift the whole thing away from that roof line. But aside from that, everything's looking pretty good. So I'm gonna get to grinding. This is probably just gonna be a lot of trial and error. All right, got the halo up, got it fitting as best as I could, kind of facing some of the demons of a pre-bent cage, but all in all, fitting pretty good. Just got it tacked in place here. Took, oh dang, a country year to get those notched to where I was happy with them. It wanted to like twist towards that passenger A-pillar, so I kind of did as much as I could with that, and you know, it is what it is. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. So now we can move on to the A-pillar bars and hope that those are going to be long enough. I have no idea, but they just seem like they'd be pretty short. And let's see how we're seeing. that will actually be pretty close. Yeah, that will be pretty darn close. Might have to move it like right in there. Might have to put it on this side of the bend instead of like in the corner like I was wanting. But if we put it here and do ones of them, that should give us enough room. I don't think I'm going to be able to cut any off the bottom, which isn't a big deal as long as everything is kosher. So I'm going to fish mouth as little off the top as possible and see if we can get this thing to work. Alright, got the passenger side in place. Not overly thrilled with it, to be honest. I feel like the driver's side would damn near be into the steering wheel like that. Huh. I guess let me get the driver's side in and see how that's looking. There's not really a whole lot else I can do with it the way these are set up. I mean, I know that really all I got to do is just test fit the other side, see how it fits. I'm just not crazy about it right now. Yeah, I think that's going to be into the steering wheel, man. Let me get that side mocked up and see how it fits. All right, got both front A-pillar bars in. I'm happy with how it's fitting now. Got it on jacks right now. And I think it'll be fine. I'm eventually going to get a slightly smaller steering wheel for it anyway, so all things considered, not a big deal. The only things really left now are the door bars and stuff. I'm probably not going to do that until the car's more or less done. That way I'm not constantly climbing over them. Probably same with the harness bar. Maybe same with the dash bar too. So the main things really left are get the rear kicker bars at least in place and welded up on the main hoop. And then we'll drop the thing down and get it all welded up. And then get it back in place, get it welded to the chassis, and then we'll call her a day. So, now that I got everything pretty much up front taken care of, aside from, like I said, door bars, harness bar, things like that, we can start on the rear kicker bars, which those are, god dang, those pieces are long. We really only need to run them from the top of the main hoop to about above the rear end. The onboard air I can put up there out of the way. Not a big deal. The fuel cell, that'll be over here. All right, so I got the rear bars all fitted up. These are the plates that were supplied with the kit. Cut the bars down. These are about 46 inches long, just above the rear end. I wasn't sure how I wanted to do it. Like I said earlier, I was thinking about running them all the way back here and bending the ends. And then I was like, let me just see how some other people have done it. And this is how a lot of them were doing it. Not all of them. I mean, everybody's going to do it their own way, but I was like, you know what? That's easy. It'll get the job done. The kit came with the plates for it, so heck it. Why not? Only managed to catch one blanket on fire because I ended up just welding pretty much everything. So this part of the cage, aside from the floor plates and the outriggers, but aside from that, pretty much everything else in here is done. Fitting really good. Pretty happy with it. So I won't know exactly where my seating position is going to be until it's all said and done, but this is roughly going to be it. Plenty of room. Plenty of room. Heck yeah, man. So between yesterday getting the engine built and today getting the cage mostly installed, obviously, like I said, I'm going to wait to do the door bars and harness bar and stuff like that until the car's pretty much done. That way I just don't have to keep crawling over them. But aside from that, the cage is pretty much all in there. So, not really much left to do with this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, clicking that bell to get notifications. I'll see you next time.